Thunder Road is now considered a cult classic, but in 1958, its distributor, United Artists, wasn't all that keen on it, despite getting a picture from a big-name star for relatively little money. In fact, UA soft-pedaled the film in urban markets, fearful that reviewers were going to rake Robert Mitchum's low-budget hillbilly saga over the critical coals. But Mitchum had the last laugh. His picture was a huge hit in rural markets, particularly the South, and as both a producer and actor, Mitchum proved himself to be critic-proof. It's not just his bad boy swagger that overcomes the film's often stilted staging and obvious rear projection. Mitchum tapped the beating pulse of an American mythos that persists to this day, one certainly not catered to by Hollywood, especially in 1958. Sure, Thunder Road is a simple story about a man out of time endlessly racing back and forth to nowhere. But it's also about a rural underclass guarding its traditional way of life from urban predators and small agrarian businesses resisting taxation and control by the federal government. Sounds pretty damn contemporary to me. And the film was influential as well, a forerunner to existential art house movies like Two-Lane Blacktop and Vanishing Point, not to mention good old boy demolition derbies like Smokey and the Bandit and 1975's Moonrunners, starring an older Jim Mitchum, which was the basis of the hit TV show The Dukes of Hazzard. This movie also inspired country rock legend Steve Earle to create a brilliant update called Copperhead Road, in which a country boy just back from Vietnam takes the family business from moonshine to marijuana, guarding his crop with deadly tricks he learned from Charlie. Quick bit of trivia about the script. The first pass was by a little-known journeyman named Walter Wise, but Thunder Road's final script was written by Mitchum's pal James Atlee Phillips, his only screenplay. Phillips was a globe-trotting adventurer who had helped build and run airlines in Southeast Asia after the Second World War. In the 1960s, he churned out a series of well-regarded spy novels. His brother, David Atlee Phillips, was the real thing, a high-level CIA agent rumored to have been a key player in the conspiracy to kill President Kennedy, who became the agency's director of operations for the Western Hemisphere. Thunder Road also marked the film debut of actress Sandra Knight, known mostly for the many horror movies she made for Roger Corman in the 1960s, and for briefly being married to Jack Nicholson, the only wife in his long career. As for Keely Smith, she eventually separated from Louis Prima, just like Cher split from Sonny, and went on to record a dozen solo albums in the 1960s. Although she never stopped performing, Smith enjoyed a late-in-life revival in the early 2000s, bringing her uniquely swinging style to a new generation of fans. Okay, if you're up for seeing film noir on the big screen, join me in Oakland, California next weekend, right here at the Grand Lake Theater, where I'll celebrate the 20th anniversary of my Noir City Film Festival with 10 days of films from 1948. 75th anniversaries all. I'll post the complete schedule on the Noir Alley Facebook page and Twitter feed, so check it out. Or just go to noircity.com for details. If you can't make it, you can still join me back here next week for the only movie featuring two of my all-time favorites, Barbara Stanwyck and Humphrey Bogart, co-starring in The Two Mrs. Carols. Until then, remember, it's a town full of losers. We're pulling out of here to win.